Testing 1, 2, 3. Min, okay boleh dengar?
Clear, loud and clear.
Okay, Assalamualaikum dan selamat malam semua. Thank you to all managers yang tune in to FPL Jedi Show. Kita ke udara pada malam ni untuk episod yang ke-15. Malam ni a bit different. Kita awal, selalu kita buat mungkin hari Rabu, okay, tapi hari yang Selasa. Kenapa kita awalkan ke udara? Ialah kerana pada hari ini adalah deadline untuk game week 14. So that is the difference. Today a bit different. Kita ada review team. Okay, and the same time terus kita bagi team news nanti. Encik Azmin kita akan update all this news and keep up all supaya semua dapat membuat persediaan atau buat transfer. So pada hari ini. Before that, nama saya Hafiz dan bersama rakan co-host saya Azmin. Apa khabar? Apakah perasaan anda pada malam ni?
Baik, okay. So I didn't have a not that great week for the last game week. So I'm very happy that it's coming back really quickly. Tapi memang kita nak adjust to kena baca cepat sikit and try to find out as much news as possible pun satu hal. Tapi that's normal for this time of year. So welcome everyone, and I just a shout out to a few people on the chat who joined us. Rakan FPL, Harish, Zul, thanks again for joining in, and yeah, hope you enjoyed the show.
Okay, we have a lot to cover malam ni, Min. Hopefully kita try cut short wherever possible. Kita cuba buat dalam masa sejam lebih sikit supaya kita tak terlebih. Kan lama-lama cakap-cakap sampai 2 jam pula kan. So let's try to manage tonight punya content. But anyway, just nak share a bit apa yang kita akan tengok pada malam ni. First, manager FPL telah pun diberi warning, iaitu time untuk winter telah tiba, di mana kita telah witness our first match postpone, iaitu Burnley lawan Spurs. Saya pasti ramai yang kecewa atau sedih kerana saya pun terlibat juga. Okay, saya adalah salah satu owner Spurs. Burnley lawan Spurs, siapa sangka yang kena postpone. Ura-ura mengatakan mungkin Liverpool match yang kena postpone sebab ada storm. Betul tak, Amin? Tapi
betul.
Rupanya Burnley dengan Spurs yang terkena. So kita telah diberi amaran awal, okay, di mana musim winter mungkin adalah musim yang panjang bagi kita. So kita kena aturkan tim kita dengan lebih teliti dan kemas. The second one is appointment of Ralf Rangnick, okay, sebagai the new interim manager for Manchester United. So mungkin akan memberi impact dan juga kita boleh lihat apakah aset-aset Manchester United yang boleh kita bawa masuk. Okay, so mate, let's dive in terus ke agenda pada malam ni. Alright, so what kita akan cover, first kita tengoklah team review kita, walaupun mungkin tak adalah menarik sangat sebab aku dapat red arrow lah. Aku rasa kau pun red arrow juga. Okay, so good yang kita dapat bounce back cepat pada game week 14 ni. Then saja sentuh Burnley lawan Spurs postpone, apakah impactnya dan manakah possible game ni akan bermain. Ada juga yang mengatakan patutnya match ni berjalan juga, tapi minta maaf. Okay, telah berlalu, game 15 telah officially close, no more coming back. Rangnick sebagai appointment new United manager, kita just sentuh sikit. Dan kita tengok season 3 game week 14 bermula hari ini, iaitu pada malam 30 November ataupun sebenarnya 1 Disember lah ya. The whole December. Game week 14 and game week 20 kita tengok apa yang ada matches dan mana team yang patut kita target. Dan kita akan dive in game week 14 fixture dan juga team news, okay. Dan captain pick, is there any other captain pick? Kalau boleh lah, kita cuba kupas kalau ada pilihan lain selain Salah pada minggu ini. And also our transfer plan, Min. I guess maybe Azmin akan buat live transfer pada malam ni, maybe. Okay, let's dive in untuk team review, man. Let's go for your team first.
Okay, quick one. So firstly, Foster suddenly had a groin injury, injured during training. He was in a charity match for 15 minutes, but they say he did say out he didn't have anything to do with it. But as a result, I had no keeper, and well, he's been performing for me, so it's a shame that he would blank, but I'm not too fussed about it. I would, these things happen. So I brought in James last week, and my curse is that whoever I brings in ends up blanking, and James, one of the best players, he blanked, only scored 1 point. because Chelsea couldn't find that win. Cancelo scored 1 point. I think we all had Cancelo because he got conceded goal and got carded as well. So my captain for this week was slightly different. It was Trent Alexander-Arnold, and he
So
came off for me.
aku kena tapik kau lah sebab Trent lebih point daripada Salah Okay.
Yeah, so it was good that I captained him because I had it made up for a bit of my shortfall for not having Jota. Okay, so so Mbeumo ended up because I played Mbeumo. Bowen blanked. Bowen came off the bench as well, so that was a shame. But I read about it. Apparently, it was just that he needed rest because he's been playing a lot. So I'm not too worried about that. I have accepted that. Salah assisted. He didn't score a goal. Tony was on my bench, so he ended up coming in because Foden and Havertz disappeared. Foden was totally gone. Havertz was on the bench against Chelsea. So halfway through, I was hoping, please stay on the bench. Please, Tuchel, let him stay, and he did, fortunately. So my Wilson again blank. So Wilson's turned out to be another bad transfer. Huang, who I kept on the bench more often, and now I brought him against Norwich, and he's still blanked. But it goes to show that Norwich are made of sterner stuff than they used to be. So my bench, I was one of those lucky ones who didn't put Livramento as a first sub. I put it all the way to third because they were playing against Liverpool. And he scored 0 and he played anyway. But unfortunately, because of the incidents like your Spurs, the snow match, so Livramento came in for them, which meant they didn't get anything anyway. So it's a disappointing week, but I think I'm in a good position to bounce back for game week 14.
Okay, good man. Jangan kecewa sangat. Drop pun tak banyak, 211 ke 273 ribu. So still lingkungan tu. But yang paling penting ialah kita nak bounce back daripada game ni, di mana average point yang kita dapat most of FPL managers score pada game week 13 adalah 44 point. So okay lah.
Oh, you go. Okay. Alright, cool.
Okay, let's go to my team. I'm slightly better tapi I still got red arrow. Aku dapat 52 point. So aku jatuh daripada 170 kepada 178. Okay, fine. The most important thing, my team ialah bench aku tak berapa kuat. Okay, macam kau. At least kau dapat bawa masuk siapa tadi ya? Tony. Bagus lah, dapat 9 point daripada 0. Power. Okay. So yang paling mengecewakan, aku terpaksa rasa mengecewakan ya, Guita lah, okay, keeper. Sebelumnya aku ada Sanchez. Aku ingat bawa masuk Guita dengan harapan Crystal Palace lebih padu lah dekat bahagian pertahanannya. Tapi dah 2 game, lepas 3 gol lawan Burnley, home, lepas 2 gol dengan Aston Villa. So Guita dapat 1 point. Aku rasa, bukanlah kata menyesal lah, aku rasa mungkin keputusan aku salah mengeluarkan Sanchez, di mana masa tu Sanchez dapat red card, so dia tak dapat main. So aku ingat masa tu nak ambil peluang dan aku buat wild card. Tetapi Guita pula mengecewakan, di mana Sanchez minggu ni dapat 8 point tak silap, kerana dia dapat clean sheet and bonus point. So into my thinking, tapi I have to stay on course. Aku takkanlah simply just tukar player because of dia dapat 2 game back, ataupun Crystal Palace ada some good running. Tapi yang aku boleh ceritakan mengecewakan setakat ni Dan Trent, Cancelo and James, where Trent dapat 9 tapi Cancelo and James tak dapat clean sheet. Man City concede like you said, the last minute lawan West Ham. So tak dapat any point. Aku dah ada dua player, Foden dengan Son yang tak main. Okay, Son sebab match postpone, Foden sebab memang dijangkakan injured dan tak dapat main. Tapi aku cuba juga nak stay. So in the end, Livramento tak dapat point, Johnson dapat 1 point. So itulah 1 point sajalah daripada 2 transfer ini. But what can I say? Maybe I need to improve this week lah ya. Then dekat midfield, setakat ni investment aku kepada Jota adalah bagus, okay. Di mana dapat 9 point tak silap last week, dan 14 points, 2 goal score. So aku tahu, alamak, this has been a good investment lah kepada Jota. Gallagher still blank but still okay, value still ada kat situ 6 juta. Salah captain. Tony score macam kau kata 9 point, dapat ambil 1 penalty and 3 bonus point. But Antonio still continue mengecewakan. But dia akan ada some good running after this. So I have to keep faith kot, or maybe aku change this week. It's still up in the air. Okay?
Yep.
So let's go to Game Week 13 punya best 11 lah. So call kalau kita tengok dekat sini main, tengoklah Arsenal defender, tengok ada dua. Tomiyasu dengan Tavares dapat 12 dengan 11 point, dapat assist dan clean sheet. Trent tak ada, Van Dijk dengan Robertson yang dapat clean sheet. I think Van Dijk dapat 1 gol, Robertson 1 assist. Okay. Sa continue keeper Wolf last week clean sheet. This week pun dapat 10 point lagi. So dua back to back first 11 yang bagus. Then Madison, siapa sangka? Aku baru tengok highlight tadi. Madison 2 assist dengan 1 gol rupanya. Aku tak perasan. 16 point. Jota 14. Gundogan, okay, last week Bernardo Silva yang dapat ni, dan this week Gundogan sebab dia ada 1 assist dan juga gol. Tapi assist tu aku rasa macam nasib je. Dia macam sentuh tak sentuh. Mungkin dapat 10 point sebab dia score gol lawan Crystal Palace. Then Vardy, siapa yang keep Vardy minggu ni, dia perform. Aku dah lama drop, bila aku ambil tak ni perform. Dia score lawan Watford 2 gol, dapat 12 point, dan Dennis sekali lagi perform 10 point. So any comment man?
Yeah, okay. So Vardy, everything is great. He did score against Watford. Watford are looking really bad in defense. Cuma comments by Roger saying that he may not. I mean, what we were always worried with him at this part of the season is because he's already quite old. Takut dia tak tahan nak play a lot of matches so soon. But whoever still has him, good for you guys. You managed to be patient enough. Madison coming back into the points is great to see. Madison pun starting to come back to a better form and helping Leicester. But let's be fair, it was Watford. I know Watford defeated Manchester United, but at the end of the day, Manchester United were in a bad state. And then but the reality is Watford are, with so many injuries, are a team that is going to concede. So it's something to take note of. The Gundogan problem, yes. So this is a problem with Manchester City. You think one person will score and then the other one comes in. So this is always going to be a problem. Yeah. For the Liverpool players, Van Dijk scoring. I think that's his first goal for the season. So good on him. For Roberts, and I remember I mentioned previously that Van Dijk, it might be a good alternative if you're worried about the attackers. Just go Van Dijk because he started every single game. He hasn't dropped anything yet. Robertson, I felt that a lot of talk on the net was because it was as a response to all the debate going on that Tsimikas is now doing much better. Why not Tsimikas become the first choice defender? So he replied them in kind. And they really whacked Southampton, and it's surprising that Liverpool that didn't actually score more. Because Southampton, to be fair, they adjusted. Ralph has adjusted his formation to stop what was happening, and to some extent there was some degree of success. The other thing is credit to Arsenal, Tomiyasu and Tavares. Newcastle failing to score, and it's really looking bad for Newcastle right now.
Okay, good. So Harrison kata captain, my captain, Vardy ke captain dia? Kalau captain dia Vardy, power lah. Aku tak ambil kau bro. Okay, let's go to some match analysis. I just run through a bit. Okay, key takeaways, 5 home wins and 1 away wins. Aku rasa banyak game yang nil dan draw lah ya. So that's why kita nampak a bit clean sheet, 7 clean sheets team ya, daripada 20 team. Hanya 21 gol saja skor, okay. Tapi yang jelas satu kat situ, 1 match postpone. So that is the clear cut for this week. Burnley dengan Spurs set, okay. So kita macam aku rasa tu tadi, Arsenal 2-0 lawan Newcastle. Mungkin ramai peminat atau manager yang ada Smith Rowe kecewa, tak ada apa-apa. Tapi Saka did score, which ramai mengatakan atau tengok statistik, Saka in terms of goal involvement, touch in the box, dia lebih daripada Smith Rowe dengan shot to the goal lah. But in the end, siapa yang keep him, dia Saka did deliver, cuma dia injured and kena sub out. So mungkin itu satu tamparan lah. Kalau kata nak bawa masuk, dah tak boleh nak bawa masuk lah. So Newcastle, kalau siapa ada Callum Wilson, last week tak ada buat apa, this week pun tak dapat apa, cuma almost dapat penalty, tapi sorry to say. Kalau kau ada Newcastle asset, macam mana Min? Patut bersabar lagi?
So this is a problem because I brought in Wilson last game week 12. blank. Game week 13 blank. So he's got 2 matches left, which are supposed to be favorable, and then after that I sell him on. But it doesn't look good for Newcastle. To be fair, is Arsenal are a lot better, so we'll see what happens. But at the same time, credit to Ramsdale, those who have him, because after they got mauled by Liverpool the week before, it was back to winning ways for them. So it goes to show that Arsenal are quite a good team.
Yeah.
Because it's just that Liverpool were on a different level.
Aku rasa the best keeper kalau nak pilih sekarang lah, kalau nak pilih, aku rasa Ramsdale lah, sebab dia save point ada, clean sheet ada, he has everything, and he's still below 5 million lah. So I think it's a good investment.
Okay. All I can say is one of the person I'm considering for my keeper.
Yeah, aku nak promote, walaupun aku bukan Arsenal fan, I think lah Ramsdale is the best keeper now to pick up. Okay? Yep. Don't go for Guita, definitely. Aku akan takkan setuju. Okay. So let's go to Liverpool lawan Southampton, mate. Seperti yang disangka, memang Liverpool membelasah Southampton. Jota 2 gol, so asset yang siapa tak ada Jota, definitely aku tak sempat tengok siapa the most transfer in, tapi aku definitely rasa Jota should be considered the first choice kalau you nak bawa masuk in midfield. Harganya masih murah, 7.6, 7.7 tak silap. The rest another clean sheet lah kalau you ada trend. Tapi tak tahulah kalau you nak invest on other asset defender macam kau kata Van Dijk atau Robinson, cuma harga dia a bit mahal lah.
Yeah, because most people went for Jota as their third asset. So and it paid off for them. And the rationale is that even once the AFCON starts, he will definitely start. There's no question about it. He'll be a regular. He'll be needed. And he did well in this match in the sense that he's always been getting into good space spots and for scoring, but being able to finish that was always a different story. He wasn't clinical enough, he wasn't scoring as much, so he fulfilled that this way, and good on him. And it's good that he stepped up, because Mane didn't step up, even Salah, he didn't have a great match by standards, but at the end of the day, Southampton's formation just worked into Liverpool's hands, and that's why Jota was able to score. His second goal was just like an easy tap in, and Southampton's defense just went bonkers.
Okay. So aku baca statistik Salah lah Aku nak tengok kan, Salah ni dah pas 13 game. Kalau betul lah aku tengok sini kan, dia actually deliver something. Sama ada assist 1 gol. Dalam 13 game ni, 1 je blank. Kalau betul lah aku tengok. Kalau 1 je blank, very consistent, very unlikely lah kau tak pilih dia, because dia very consistent. You get something.
Yeah, I think those, because speaking as someone who dropped him at game week 3 and buying him back on game week 7 or 8, it was a mistake to drop him. He is in the form of his life, and at the same time he's on the verge of signing a new contract. So I think that also helps motivate.
Aku rasa definitely. Kalau dia nak 500,000 seminggu, bagi dia lah, man.
Well, these wages are crazy. Just on Southampton, so there was word out, but unfortunately they went about the match the wrong way. Yeah, okay. So and Hasselhoff will definitely bounce back. I can see Southampton bouncing back. Just like Arsenal last week when they played against Liverpool, they went in a bit naive. But so Southampton did the same mistake, I would say.
Okay. Aku terkejut juga Hasselhoff turun 3 striker dia, Adams, Armstrong dan juga Broja main game ni. Aku tu, 3 striker main. So aku macam dia nak attack ke ni? But in the end kalah 4-0 lah. So okay. Now we go a bit to Crystal Palace dengan Villa. Villa ada back to back win. Gerrard punya aura menjadi. So Aston Villa scored again, McGinn and Target. Cuma lepas last minute kot Guehi ni scored. Kalau tak, another clean sheet. So Aston Villa tak tahulah, mungkin depan ni lawan City tak rasanya asset dia mungkin consider lagi. Tetapi ada siapa-siapa kau terbayang Aston Villa punya asset ni yang kau berminat?
No, it's a problem, you see, because I think last week Watkins scored, and this week McGinn Target, and then Ghazi Young assisted. So it's a bit hard to pin down right now. But you might want to look at Ashley Young later after they play after the next 2 matches, because he seems to be playing quite advanced. Yeah, and Gerrard seems to trust him. And but anyway, full credit to Steven Gerrard for turning the team, because even this Crystal Palace was not supposed to be an easy team. Brighton wasn't supposed to be an easy team, but he, I mean, of course they're not like Liverpool or Manchester City, but they're still tough. Yeah, but at the same time, let's look at Crystal Palace. So Crystal Palace, some cracks are beginning to show, and I think it's frustrating, especially those who have Goita. And yeah, so and Gallagher blanked this time. So it's yeah, I think Vera needs to regroup there and figure out what's going on.
So Crystal Palace minggu ni away to, aku lupa siapa, tapi it's going to be a tough game juga, then lawan Manchester United. Okay, away to Leeds pun susah juga. Okay, Norwich lawan Wolves, anything to say here? Tengok macam Norwich dah a bit tight.
Nothing to say except that Norwich, the problem with Norwich is, they've got 7 points from the last 3 matches, so it's pretty good. 3 of those points were gained before Dean Smith came in, but it's very hard to see. But all I can say is Norwich are clearly not the punching bags that they used to be. So when you play someone against Norwich, unless it's one of big, really strong teams, it may not necessarily be an easy match, and it showed against Wolves. Speaking of Wolves, Huang was so far off, and it's bad having him in, and I think they have one. Wolves should have one more match after that. Probably want to start selling off Wolves assets, but it didn't look great for the Wolves attack.
Okay, tapi defendnya clean sheet lagi, so maybe boleh simpan tak tahu Nori.
Yeah, Nori or even Sa, whoever had Sa.
Okay, kita quickly go Brighton Leeds 0-0 ya. Siapa yang ada Rafinha mungkin sedih lah sebab tak score anything, tapi siapa ada Brighton defend, ada clean sheet.
Yeah. Well, so, yeah, I'm not comfortable with Leeds at the moment until Bamford is back. I did sell. For me, I sold Rafinha before the international break, and yeah, so he hasn't returned. So at least that was one right decision that I made. But Brighton, yeah, Sanchez came back to a clean sheet, and Brighton looked good for the defense. But
Lemty pun dapat clean sheet and bonus point. Good, Lemty 4.4.
Oh, did he? Okay, I'm not sure. Yeah, but Lemty is looking good though if you have space.
Yeah. So I think Leeds ada another 2 so-called favorite game that after that kalau nak shift pun boleh, depending on your mood lah.
Okay, ada fixtures ni.
Next kita pergi Man City lawan West Ham. Game ni kalau aku tengok game ni lah very snowy lah. Banyak snow turun, dan kemudian boleh ke ni, aku ingat macam mungkin ada chance kot West Ham score atau clean sheet. It's not to be, okay, menyedihkan for dia, memang langsung tak ada dalam squad, which I memang bukan tahulah, predict, kita cuba nasib tapi tak dapat. Last week Bernardo Silva yang menina, Gundogan this week. So mungkin Gundogan pula lah yang menjadi eye catching lah untuk manager ambil. Kalau kata Man City punya fixture yang bagus selepas ni, West Ham, Bowen surprisingly drop to bench tapi come back after that lah. So any comment?
Yeah, Bowen was benched, so that was frustrating when I saw it. Just malas nak tengok dalam football. Yeah, I have Bowen. I bought it.
Okay.
The week before. So yeah, but that's fine. I mean, and yeah, he did come in, but he wasn't able to do anything. Lanzini's goal was a cracker. But West Ham were bad, so they have a chance to bounce back for this week. But let's see how that goes. Yeah, Bowen should start.
So Man City asset, siapa nak pilih ni? Macam semua player tukar-tukar goal je.
Yeah, but I think by next week we probably have to risk it. Just bring people in, because for one thing, Manchester City are playing Watford, so you're just going to have to. Watford are definitely going to concede. It's not. So I mean, you just have to trust your instincts, and Villa this week might not be so easy because they certainly look better under Steven Gerrard. So yeah, but next week, this weekend I should say, let's really look into them.
Leicester lawan Watford, Vardy party on, dia score 2 gol. Okay, Madison also scored and 2 assists. happy days for Leicester asset, tapi Watford juga tak mengecewakan. Siapa ada Dele atau King, kalau kata you dalam bench tiba-tiba Foden atau Son tak main atau King tak main, dapat masuk, so still happy.
Yeah, Watford have this. Currently seem to be on this trend of forget the defense, let's just score goals. But to be fair, because they have a lot of injuries, and that's the problem, especially in the defensive side. But now they do have another injury. But we can talk about that later. Leicester, are they coming back? We'll see. Yeah, because they haven't had a good start to the season. But this is good. But you need to. For some perspective, this is Watford. So yeah.
So just tanyalah soalan cukup emas. Perlu ke kita consider Vardy ni during Christmas period?
No, because for me, I rather pick players who I feel will start most of the time, and I am really worried about Vardy getting benched, because for Leicester they have Daka,
yes,
who can come in, who is equally for me he's already there. He's good. He just needs to be given his chances. But from what we've seen, he's great. So they have him there available. So it's a like for like. So yeah, he's almost a lot of commentary saying he's Vardy like, and I think they're right.
Yep.
So yeah, so I still wouldn't go for Vardy despite his brace.
Okay. Alright, fair. Tapi siapa ada Vardy, keep ke? Mungkin lah, tempting keep. Takkan nak lepaskan dia.
I mean, we'll talk about the team news later.
Okay. So next kita pergi Brentford lawan Everton. Everton continue dia punya poor performance atau poor form in kalah lagi 1-0 dengan Brentford. Brentford clean sheet, and then Tony menyina dapat satu penalty, goal dan juga bonus point. So Everton mungkin really troublesome kalau lepas ni this week lawan Liverpool.
I don't know. I mean, but at least they're playing home this weekend. This week. Yep. But Brentford, yeah, sure. Tony won that penalty, but you know what? Someone pointed out that his expected goals for this match was 0.0. So he was never in a position where he was actually gonna be able to score. It was only he scored for penalty. So I mean, it's not great for Brentford, even worse for Everton because Everton's attack. Remember, we were a few weeks back we were talking about how there's budget options, Gray, Townsend, stepping up, and now that's no longer the case. So a lot of people will say that, yeah, we expected this. This always happens to these guys. But to be fair, they were missing some key players like DCL, Nina. But Ducore is back, but they still lost. Yeah, so it's still a problem there. Not by much, 1-0 is not a lot. But yeah, it was.
Right. So last but not least.
No need. Sorry, go on.
Last but not least, Chelsea lawan Manchester United, the biggest match of all, tapi hanya satu sama. Orang expect Chelsea thrashing Manchester kononnya, tapi Manchester dengan terkejut tak orang Ronaldo kena bench. Game ni Ronaldo
watching
kena
the
bench.
Match. I mean, it was under Carrick, wasn't it? It was under Carrick, wasn't it? It wasn't under the new guy yet, right?
So dia bench Ronaldo yang start depan Sancho dengan Rashford, which is dia ada pace lah untuk lawan dengan Chelsea. In the end, satu kesilapan Jorginho menyebabkan Sancho boleh curi peluang dan score. So Manchester looks okay nampaknya lawan Chelsea. Chelsea ikut yang tak perform dan akhirnya 1-1 sahaja. Macam good days untuk Manchester setakat ni, tapi we'll see how it goes untuk performance under the new manager lah. Any comment from this game? Alonso did start.
Yeah, Alonso was okay, but I wouldn't say he was great. And I was just laughing when James got carded because I had brought him in, right? So Manchester United still not yet time to check them out yet. Yeah, although they do look like there's some improvement there. Yeah. For Chelsea, I think it was a match they were expecting to win, and the fact that they didn't, does put some question on their capabilities.
Lukaku pun
I mean they had a few play. Sorry?
Yalah, Lukaku pun tak main, lepas tu masuk 10 minit terakhir macam dia okay ke tak, I'm not sure.
Yeah, they played. He played with Tuchel played with Pulisic, Cho, Callum Hudson-Odoi, but unfortunately they weren't
Ada
really
dia
able.
main ni lah.
Having said that, I was frustrated because Rudiger almost scored a couple of times. It
Okay,
was so
yes,
close.
yes.
I think he hit the bar, but yeah, it wasn't to be. But that those attempts alone made me comfortable with, because last week everyone was move to Alonso. I just didn't feel like Alonso was the right. I feel like having Rudiger is good enough with James, and because he is a goal threat. Yeah, and let's face it, he does get into those positions, especially during set pieces. So he's targeted. So yeah, I'm happy with that.
Okay. Let's go to the next agenda, Amin.
Yep.
Which is cerita sikit pasal Burnley lawan Spurs lah. Ramai kecewa. Ada juga orang text aku, dia tanya, Burnley lawan Spurs, rasanya dia main nanti besok atau lusa. Tapi sorry, Game Week 13 sudah berakhir. There's no turning back. Tak akan dapat point tu. Dia akan bawa masuk siapa bench yang ada. Tak, bench 0 point lah. I'm sorry to say. Ramai yang terkena. Aku pun terkena. Azmin pun terkena. Siapa yang ada King Captain lagi terkena. So
can I just clarify for anyone who's a bit newer to the fantasy football? Yeah, for this one, if they eventually score in this match, it will only be awarded in that game week if you have him for, let's say it's get rescheduled to game week 29. That's when you have to have these players on game week 29. They won't come back and add points to our previous game week. That's over. As Hafiz says, that's done. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's how it works.
Okay, so just share a bit. Rabai juga tertanya bila game ni boleh diadakan. So aku tengok survey dalam Football Scout mengatakan possible game week lah, di mana yang mereka game ni akan bermain, but depending on fixture. So possible nombor 1 ialah pada game week 21 tu, okay, which is I think just after January kot. Okay, ada possible game week 21, tapi depending ya, sama ada I think Spurs still in EFL League, EFL quarter final tak silap. Okay, so dia lawan West Ham tak silap. Kalau kata game tu dia kalah, then there is possibility dia boleh main game week 21. Jika tidak, another possibility ialah game week 22. Tapi bergantung kepada FA Cup match Spurs main. Jika katakan dia kalah, then ada possibility game week 22 boleh main. So these are the two possibility yang Football Scout mention. Kalau tengok game week 21, nampak Spurs ada entice punya match lawan Watford dengan Burnley. Okay, but 22 Arsenal lawan Burnley maybe not so much lah. So ini some early analysis, but still depending on the assumption.
Yeah, I know, and just now we were talking earlier how the build up for this game week was the worry about Liverpool and Southampton because of the hurricane that was going on. But we were totally blindsided by this one. By the time the deadline had hit, no one was discussing that it's going to suddenly snowfall. It was only the day of the match that suddenly there's a lot of snow coming down, and it's frustrating. I get it for Burnley versus Spurs, because those who watched the Leicester Watford match and the Manchester City match, we saw during the match, a lot of snow coming down. It looked really heavy. And the first and equally frustrating is because those matches continued, even because I think they were also assessing it at halftime whether they were continuing they were okay and turned out all right. But for the Burnley Spurs match, because they decided to postpone it, but reading tweets from people who were there at Burnley, is like less than an hour later, it was sunny. So the issue is that they could have just they delayed the match rather than just postpone it totally. Yeah, it wasn't like it wasn't like an evening match. It wasn't like at 8:00 p.m. It was in the afternoon. So it was frustrating, but yeah, as you mentioned earlier, you got to deal with it. And this will happen again. Don't be surprised it happens this game week and the next game week, which is why, as I stressed earlier, not just because of rotation, but because of these things, why it's important to have that bench, that of people that can come in and play and at least score the 2-pointer for you. And every point helps at this stage, because there's going to be it's going to be very volatile.
Apa nasihat kita pada managers? rasanya adakah kita perlu 3 bench yang boleh bermain ataupun mungkin 1 atau 2 cukup, man? What do you think?
Personally, I'm going for all three. So I think it's really needed. And it helped in my case last week because with Tony coming in, because he was my third sub, I think. No, he was my second sub because Livramento was my third sub. Yeah, so Tony was my second sub. He came in because the first sub also disappeared, so the second sub came in. But yes, for me, you need all three because as we'll when we go through team news for this week, you'll suddenly realize that how much more important your bench is.
So aku rasa main kata 3, okay, tapi aku rasa 2 pun boleh cukup jika nak be careful, okay. Tapi 3 is yang paling selamat. Tapi aku rasa minimal kena ada 2. Tak boleh 1 sebab anything can happen. So kalau kata suggestion lah, kita nak suggest Amin, kalau kata nak pilih some cheap player lah ya, especially dekat defense. Livramento no more cheap kalau kata siapa tak pernah ada. So siapa yang cheap yang boleh available sekarang? 4.0 ke 3.9 ke? Anyone to suggest?
For how much?
4.0, 3.9.
Wow.
Aku boleh suggest satu lah which aku ada, Ben Johnson, which is he's playing West Ham.
Yeah.
Macam ingat dia tak kena takut rotate dengan Kufa, tapi dia still main lawan Man City. So aku rasa macam dia lebih secure. At 4.0, kalau tak ada duit nak bawa, adapt what first come into my mind lah. Okay, 4.0. Aku tak pasti Norwich player Brandon Williams tak silap 4.0 pun bermain sekarang. So at least something lah.
Yes, correct. And those were Williams on the bench. He came in. That's 7 points for you. Okay, so and they kept a clean sheet. So yeah, 7 points. So Williams is 3.9. Definitely you can consider. Even
3.9 ya, bukan 4.0.
Yeah. Omaba pun is 3.9. So yeah, definitely there's some options for you to consider if you want a really cheap defender that's starting.
Ya, itu yang aku boleh suggest. Kalau midfield 4.4 lah paling rendah.
Yeah, midfield 4.4 paling rendah. There's really not a lot of great options. Having said that, again, let's look at Norwich. Looking back at Norwich, Billy Gilmore, he's back. He's playing a important role, and he's 4.4. So if you want someone that's
secure and playing. Aku pun saja yang sama, 4.4 Gilmore. Brownhill seems like missing last week. Aku pun tak tahu sebab apa. So tak ada point. So I think Gilmore is the first one. And the second one maybe ada midfielder somewhere in Everton kot. Tak ingat lah whether Allen is 4.4. Aku tak tahu sebab dia still playing lah. Tapi itu the cheapest that I can think of. Striker 4.4 tak ada. I cannot think of. Yang paling murah yang main is Broja at 5.0.
Broja pun tak.
Okay, so
we thought it was going to be a confident start, but it's not.
Yeah. So that's all that I can advise lah. Alright.
Yeah.
Let's go to next topic, which is welcome Encik Ratnik sebagai new manager Manchester United, interim manager so called. Okay. Dari segi excitement, ramai Manchester United fan yang kalau ada kat sini boleh say yes atau apa dekat komen. Okay, so at least we know you are actually cheering for this appointment. Tapi looks like kalau kata dari segi managerial record, okay, dia pun perform dekat klub-klub. Kalau tengok kat sini lah ya, kebanyakan dekat Jerman lah, which dia ada bawa klub seperti RB Leipzig, okay, and even yang mana bukanlah top tier lah so called, tapi dia bawa klub ni untuk at least dapat compete dengan Liga Jerman dan juga ada bawa kepada Champions League and so on, as like Leipzig. So that's why dia highly regard. Even kalau kita tengok aku baca statement kat sini, football style lah ya. Ratnik described as energetic coach with high pressing style of football, hard booking, and then coach Jerman yang lain, Klopp, Tuchel even says respect to him, good things about him. So I think he's well positioned to be a good coach for manager, at least for the period of this season lah. Apa komen?
Well, I think the argument now is that the main problem is that his style of play is not suitable for the menu players. So it's the menu players that really need to step up and adapt or change to make style. I think, and so I can see some players that's definitely not making the mark there. You need some. People like Pogba are not going to make it. It's good that he's injured right now, but I just can't see him succeeding under Rangnick because Pogba just doesn't have that discipline and you need eagerness and work rate to press as what we know Rangnick does. His Guggen pressing style. Fernandez should be fine because his work rate is high, although he has been bad this season overall, but his style. Some players definitely won't see the past the night, and this is the problem. I'm not sure if there's enough people. I do. Cavani should be all right. He's well known, and the thing is with people like Ronaldo, and that's the problem. So that's why we need to play a wait and see with this. Let's see how the game against Arsenal goes. It'll only be a few days. So we may still not see the impact of Rangnick at Manchester United when they play Arsenal. I am excited, but I'll probably wait and see. And I expect to see Lingard get a look in and return to the start and finally get into that starting lineup because he has the attributes that a manager like Rangnick would want. His work rate, his desire, to get on the ball, to press, it's all there. And we saw when he was with West Ham last season.
Okay.
So, but otherwise, my general advice to FPL players, wait and see. Let's wait.
Aku setuju. Aku rasa wait and see. Walaupun kau suka Manchester United punya players, especially the fan, I understand the excitement. Cuma unbiased punya advice ialah I think wait and see. Kalau katakanlah aku tengok kat sini, if let's say Sancho dapat role untuk main advance and dia keep getting shots in the box or shots to the goal, at 8.9 aku rasa macam interesting choice lah. Itu I can say lah. Okay, let's go to the next topic which is the season ticker. Saja nak tengok. Aku ambil daripada Fantasy Football Scout di mana aku tengok season ticker game week 14 which is tonight until game week 30 which is the last in December. Okay, if not awal January atau the last day of December. So aku buat sort by difficulty. Okay, tengok Manchester United and Man City is the two clubs yang ada favorable match up for the next 6-7 weeks lah. Okay, so because of that I think Man City asset looking good untuk bawa masuk, tak kira siapa lah yang kau comfortable dengan harga semua tu. Manchester United like you mention, mungkin wait and see. Aku rasa Arsenal punya game and Crystal Palace, then after that you can decide untuk bawa masuk, especially lawan Norwich. Mana tahu boleh meletup, then you can captain any one of them if you want to give a try. Tapi at least we got some indication lah apakah line up yang akan dimain oleh Rangnick. Next is Crystal Palace, Spurs, then to an extent West Ham and Chelsea. I tengok Liverpool still ada some really good fixture. So any comment from this, Min?
Firstly, that the problem with Manchester United is that uncertainty, new coach and stuff. So I'm totally gonna ignore that first one and look at that second one. Manchester City, by God, look at that. Okay, fine. Aston Villa, they got a new coach, so and who is currently on 2 wins out of 2. So you may not want to bring a Manchester City player, an extra Manchester City player for the next one. But after that, Watford, Wolves, Leeds, Newcastle, Leicester, Brentford, it's all for the taking. It's crazy. The only problem with Manchester City is trying to figure out who will score. But I feel it's safe enough for you. You have Cancelo 1, and then just pick 2 midfielders. Except the fact that they may be rotated, but when they do play, they will end up scoring and do well. Yeah, so maybe you don't want to go that Gabriel Jesus because he's a forward and it's quite pricey. But you've got options between Grealish, Bernardo Silva, Foden and Gundogan
Yep.
to options, and I don't think there's any problem if you pick two from any of those players.
Okay. So patutkah kita consider asset yang lebih mahal sikit lah Min, walaupun mereka macam KDB, walaupun dia tengah COVID sekarang, tapi maybe dia dah come back after this. Dan Sterling macam having scoring again lagi. So what do you think?
Yeah, but the problem is Sterling's price point. Sterling unacceptably mahal.
Okay, I think 11 million plus, right?
He's a premium pricing kan, 10.6
Yep.
ke apa? I can't remember what was, but I don't.
I think 11 plus lah, right?
No, it's 10. It's 10.6. So when you weigh that against all the cheaper options, Bernardo Silva who's doing well, Foden who can explode, Gundogan who's also can explode as well. So why would you go for Sterling? Just no, it's not an option at the moment.
Yeah, right. So asset City katalah nak pilih midfield, kalau ada ranking lah, nombor satu siapa? Is it Foden?
Gundo. Yeah, and the main reasons is because KDB is still absent, and to be fair, even when he returned, he wasn't playing in that same advanced role that we were used to seeing him. So I'd go Gundo first, Foden second. Bernardo Silva second, Foden third. Yeah, and
Foden, bila aku tengok statistik, baru aku realise Gundogan tu pun banyak ambil corner, which is ada another source of point. The other one, dia pun quite advanced, and if let's say KDB is still not playing, Gundogan could be the one who's taking penalty. Would you agree?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Because I do feel that KDB is no longer taking penalties, but Mahrez might be the first choice keeper, except he first choice penalty taker, but then he's not a first team player at the moment. And that's the worry with Mahrez. I'm having said that, I fully expect he'll come in at some point in these matches and perform. But yeah, it's going to be a roll of the dice to see when.
Alright, so just check a bit Spurs sebab ada bumper match lah. Brentford and Norwich at home. Kalau kata orang tak ada asset Spurs ni lagi, do you advise for them to bring in Kane atau Son or anyone?
Nah, for those who held on to Kane on Son in this horrible period, it's fine, hold on to them, but I can't see you picking them now, even though it's against Brentford and what was the other team? Norwich. Yeah, but they are at home though. So if you don't mind taking, that you'll have to take them out again later, that's fine. Because at the moment, I can't see them performing yet. Having said that, they did get extra rest because they didn't play because of the snow. So who knows? They might do well.
Okay, nanti kejap lagi kita pergi team news. We skip this one, Amin. Okay?
Let's skip.
So this is the game week 14 fixture where we're going to go run through juga team news, Min. Alright, This is where you're coming. We have 10 fixture tonight and tomorrow, okay, and to some extent on the Friday itself. So Newcastle lawan Norwich, kita pergi Newcastle lawan Norwich dulu. Ramai berminat atau ramai yang ada asset Newcastle like Callum Wilson and so on. What's the latest team?
I just wanted to ask you because you put a tick on it. So how do you expect the game to go?
Okay, aku rasa this could be open, but I expect Newcastle to win lah, because this the expectation of everyone, and Eddie Howe definitely pressure to get a win. So I expect attacking mode from Newcastle.
Yeah, they are at home as well, and I think he still has even though they haven't won yet, but there's still that feel good feeling at the moment. But I think if they lose this match, then that feel good factor is going to start really having problems, and which is not good. Because the problem is that Norwich have been doing well, and after the last game, Norwich went above 2 games ago. Norwich went above Newcastle, so it's still a bottom of the table clash. So it's anyone's game. I think this could be despite Norwich being better defensively lately, I feel that this is the match that Dean Smith is going to go all out to try to win. And as a result, I think there'll be goals scored in both sides. I can't even call this. I don't know, maybe 2-2?
Okay, so Wilson dengan Pukki could be a good asset?
Yeah, so in terms of news, for Newcastle, no issues. Everyone
Okay.
key is fit. Except that Jamal Lascelles is
Aku rasa ada
suspended.
2 players suspended from
Matt
last
Ritchie is
game.
the other one, but the most important is Lascelles, which will make that defense worse lah without him. But the attack is all fine, so the attack should be able. Hopefully, they can score goals. And to be fair, Arsenal were the better team last week, but were a much better team. But I don't think Norwich is in that same category.
Min, aku rasa kau ada Wilson minggu ni. Kalau Wilson tak score game ni, aku rasa
Yeah,
he's the
I
game.
mean, even if the next match is favorable, I'll just you start looking at transferring him out regardless, because if he cannot score here, then it's been a disappointing run for him. This will be his third match in my team. Okay, for Norwich, that Matthias Norman, the midfielder, he's also injured as well, so that hurts. That will hurt in the midfield. Pookie's fit, it's fine. Williams is fit. So those are the Pookie, Gilmore, Williams are fit. So these are the key players that you would want from the Norwich team. We talked about the cheap players. What's his name?
Omar Bedel
Yeah. I mean, but he's not with Norwich defense doing well recently, where he wasn't starting, he'll probably stay on the bench again. Okay, so even though he's at cheap, but Williams 3.9, he's back in. Yeah, he should do well. Okay, team news. Let's look at Leeds. Okay, Leeds. Bamford is he played for the under-23. He'll play for the under-23s this week. Yeah, but because it's a couple of days before the Leeds first team match, so I don't think he'll be fit. But it'll be interesting to monitor, and it will really be a boost for Leeds when Bamford comes back. Crystal Palace will look to try to recover from the previous disappointments, especially for those who are Goita. But the frustrating thing with Crystal Palace is that Joachim Anderson is injured as well, one of the mainstays in the defense.
No wonder Tompkins main.
Yeah, so that's why. So Tompkins will come. Yeah, he came in, so Tompkins will continue to start. So it is disruptive to Crystal Palace's defense. Whether or not Leeds can make use of that, because they haven't done well, I'm not so sure. So
aku rasa Rafinha score game ni lah.
I don't think so. I think he'll blank. I think Crystal Palace will solidify and take the game to Leeds. I'm sorry, yeah.
Okay. Next, Southampton lawan Leicester. Ramai berminat nak tahu Vardy akan main game ni ke, sebab last week main midweek. Is it too soon for him, ataupun Brendan Rodgers dia cakap yes, no problem, Vardy will start?
Okay, so Brendan Rodgers has come out saying that he's getting on a bit, so you can't possibly be playing 3 matches in the space of a week plus. So his minutes will definitely be managed, and it's made me really reluctant. And because of that, there's also the possibility of him getting injured might be higher as well. And which is I feel that even though he may score, it's too much of a risk for me. Southampton, there was question asked to the Ralph Hasenhuttl about Livramento's form, because he hasn't been doing well past. But then at the end of the day, I feel that he's still a continuity player, and I don't see him starting anyway. And to be fair, last week against Liverpool, it's just that Liverpool were on a different level, and Hasenhuttl had the wrong formation and employed the wrong tactics. Southampton, all their key FPL picks like Livramento, Armstrong, they're all fit, and even Broja's fit. I don't know if you want to consider McCarthy with it, but yeah, I mean they're all fit. So it's just whether or not they can get something here. I do feel that Leicester will still win this one, because the quality in attack in Leicester is there's just too much quality. There's options, and within Maddison, Barnes, Daka, Iheanacho, Vardy, they're all capable. So I don't see Southampton winning.
Adakah peristiwa 9-0 boleh berulang Leicester lawan Southampton?
Not this match, because Southampton, after Southampton get whacked, they generally come back and do much better in the next match. So this one maybe is a 2-1 or 3-1 at the most in favor of Leicester, but Leicester should still win.
Alright, kita pergi game seterusnya, Watford lawan Chelsea. Ramai orang kata on paper Chelsea should walk away with the win. Cuma Watford ni dia keep scoring. So what do you expect from this game, Min?
Okay, let's go to Watford first. Okay, Watford. The poor guys now. Ismaili Sarr is injured as well. You're adding that to the attack like Sema, Sierra, and then the defense. You got Sierralta injured. You got Foster injured from Green. And Foster is really important to that defense. He's got a groin injury now. Nkolo's injured. You've got quite a lot of important options now, all injured. A lot of key people are injured. So it's going to look bad for them against Chelsea. And this is why, but the key FPL, other than Sa, King and Dennis is fit. But with so much problems that they have in the back, I can't see them actually being able to score for once. Chelsea are just gonna. Chelsea, of course, they'll want to win after they drew against Manchester United. And they have the quality to play against a team like Watford. But on the Chelsea side, there were question marks. Okay, Lukaku is fit, but will he start? We don't know. But I feel that he will start because this is a game that ideal for Lukaku to get back to start again and get back some goal scoring confidence. Is a good opportunity for Tuchel to help Lukaku regain back that goal scoring touch, which means that it's a bit tough trying to decide who's going to be in the midfield. I have Havertz. I'm not confident about him at all. If there was one person I'm confident, who will start, who should do well, is Mason Mount. Yeah.
Okay,
So
tapi
he's
dia pun tak
back.
dapat main je.
No, because dia sakit gigi. Kan dia sakit gigi. So last week he came in against Man U as a sub. I expect him to be start from the start this time. So I think he should be fine. In the defense, you've got Rudiger, Alonso. There were questions about how Alonso may not be, a bit like Vardy, cannot play consecutive so many matches, but he should start this one. The question now is there's a question mark on James and Werner and Jorginho. So he mentioned that they train, but then they need to make a decision, which implies they're not fully fit. So it's a risk, but the risk of not playing him is higher than if you play him and he doesn't. James, I'm talking about James here, if he doesn't start. So you should just play James if you have him. Leave it if he doesn't start. Tough luck. But if he does start, you're not missing out.
Tapi kalau dia start langsung tak main, tak apa, takut 10 minit terakhir dia masuk.
He may come in, but I think he would come in maybe after 70 minutes or 60 plus minutes if Chelsea need to win, because he can change the game.
Okay, alright. So, tak tahulah kalau nak terfikir bawa Lukaku masuk, kalau kata Watford ni banyak sangat concede goal, but kalau ketidaktentuan dia main macam have to see him start playing baru boleh lah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, next West Ham lawan Brighton. Any news? Adakah Bowen akan start game ni, Min, dan sebagainya?
Okay, so the popular news around West Ham is simply that Bowen wasn't fit. Needed a rest. He had been playing too many games, so he should be fine for that. And the other question is Antonio. Questions or whether or not he will start, but I feel that he will start. It's just that he won't play the whole match. Yeah, I think the history has shown that he's not going to be able to sustain playing 90 minutes across the 3 matches in 1 week. That's just not going to happen. They need to manage him. It's the reason why he hasn't played much in the Europa. He doesn't play much in the League Cup. Yeah, but other than that, he should be fine. Excuse me. Who are they playing? Brighton. Okay, Brighton, the glaring bit was Duffy was benched last week. So, Duffy was a popular pick at the start of the season. So he may not be the safe play anymore. Brighton are having problems. They haven't won. I think we talked about this last week. They haven't won since game week 5. So which is pretty bad. Although they did, and last weekend they drew against Norwich 0-0. They couldn't score a goal either. But in terms of IPL picks, you've got Tariq Lamptey who's coming in. He's looking really good. So I would expect that if anyone was to bring in the points, would be Tariq Lamptey. The Trossard experiment seems to have slowed down. Playing Trossard, Trossard's goal scoring ability seems to have dropped as well. So I'd rather you go for someone like Lamptey. I think he's the safest pick there. Those of you who have Sanchez, no problem. Keep Sanchez, keep playing.
So kalau kata ada Antonio boleh keep lagi, I mean aku pun risau juga dia kena rehat ni.
Yeah, it's a risk.
Tapi aku rasa kalau dia main keluar awal mungkin possibility yes, sebab kau tak boleh nak main semua game-game ni. And West Ham lawan Chelsea during weekend, so maybe that is a tougher match lah.
Yeah.
Aku pun rasanya tak terkejut kau kalau dia langsung tak start, Bowen start playing in front. Boleh jadi. Tapi aku tak baca news lah.
Yeah, I think Antonio will still start, but Bowen will be support. I think so.
Next game, Wolf lawan Burnley, man. Any particular news that we should worry?
Not really. You know that Bowley is injured, and then now Podence is injured as well. Yeah. So, but Wolves haven't been doing well anyway. So it's even if it's against Burnley, I don't recommend you bringing anyone in. Burnley, on the hand, the main problem with Burnley is that Tarkowski is suspended, and that's going to hurt the defense. And those who have Jimenez will probably, be happy. But Huang hasn't been playing in a really attacking position. He's been playing quite wide. So it's disappointing. I have Huang, but I just don't see it happening. I'm probably going to bench him. I've given up on him, just waiting for time to transfer him out.
Tapi kalau aku ada macam Huang atau Jimenez, especially Jimenez, aku akan main juga game ni. Try je lah.
Well, I haven't figured that out yet. So Westwood is also injured for Burnley, but I think the key attacking assets like Cornet and Wood are both fit, and Cornet I think is awesome. I wish I could. I want him in my team, but I can't. I don't care about the AFCON because AFCON is not so soon. I think he's got like 5 or 6 weeks to do well. I probably look at him the week after. I wish I could get him now, but I can't. I got other problems to solve.
Okay, Cornet berminat. Alright, bagus. Burnley should be fresh because last week tak main. And patutnya Tarkowski dengan Westwood tak main last game lah, since dia tak main game yang tu buat minggu ni.
Exactly. So we thought that Kane is going to be really profit. I think those with Kane were getting really let's go. Suddenly tak ada.
Okay. So ini next aku penting aku nak tahu Man City punya news sebab aku ada asset Foden. Adakah dia sihat untuk main game ni?
Well, can I talk about Aston Villa first?
Okay, Aston Villa lawan Man City.
So Aston Villa, simply put, is just Ings. Ings is not available, and okay, fair enough lah. I put Dasol Ings already, but this is the one match where Aston Villa, who 2 wins in 2, can they win this one? Or it's tough, but who knows? The thing is, let's confirm to Manchester City. Okay, KDB. He's done it. Previously, he wasn't available because of COVID-19. So he's now returned a negative test, but then he hasn't really been back in training. So I don't think it's going to be so soon for him to return. At the most, he'll be on the bench. That's one. Foden and Jack Grealish finally trained yesterday, and so it's the way Pep says it is very tak confident lah, but they do have an extra day to practice for training, which is tomorrow, and that might be enough. And the thing is, they're starting to look short on options, because you've got who's this Ferran Torres out, so either one. I mean, theoretically they could have Mahrez, Gundo. Fernandinho, Bernardo Silva, but Bernardo Silva, you can't play him every single time. so he's doing well, no doubt, but they need to get those people fit. Between Foden and Grealish, one of them should play this match, but it's hard to figure out who. So for the Foden owners, it's really hard to try to figure this out. And I know last in game week 13, many gave up on Foden and sold him for Jota, and which was a great move. Yeah, but for those who hang on to him like me, it's tough. Pep Guardiola's one of his tweets said, let me find it. Oh, here you go. Maybe he can play tomorrow, which is this next match, but not a lot of minutes. So does that mean he'll start and get subbed out early, or just come in as a both? This applies to both Foden and Grealish, by the way. So it's really, really hard to try to decide. Yeah, but everyone else should be okay, and you just need to. I mean, this is where the Pep roulette starts to kick in.
So aku nak terfikir kalau macam ni, kalau Foden macam insecure kan, then I might need to make a move.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to the next game. Everton lawan Liverpool.
Right.
Any news on Everton? Everton, you tahu lah banyak injury. I don't know lah whether
Everton, the latest is still the same. They're not ready to return DCL.
Richardson should be returned in this game. How about Liverpool? Is there any sign Klopp resting anyone?
Not really. The important news is that Firmino is still not back yet, so that's fine. So Jota should continue to start. Salah, Mane. But because we've seen Klopp benching Mane, for example. Yeah. So it all depends. But I expect Jota should start, because when he benched, because Firmino was available, but now Firmino isn't. Yeah, when he benched Mane, Jota, Salah, and Firmino played. Yeah. So I don't think there's a benching issue, especially in the attack. Well, even in the defense, TAA, Van Dijk, Robertson, they should all start, unless they get really tired. But it is a crunch match for Everton, because with Everton not really doing well in the past few weeks, and this is like a grudge match for Rafa Benitez. So Everton will want to, step up a bit and try to, secure some reputation, if only for glory. So it might be harder than we think. This match.
Okay, so not so open, is it? I still expect a high scoring, at least Liverpool to score 2 goals against this.
Yeah, probably, but we'll see some more desire from the Everton players. So
okay, Merseyside in the end is a Merseyside derby punya match, so
that's true.
It's a pride game between these two clubs. Rafa definitely has something to show that to Everton fan that dia memang professional lah. He wants to win this game as bad as lawan Liverpool pun. And cuma I think Liverpool really on form and Everton really on full.
And I'm just pointing out one player, Thiago, in the midfield. I mean, he's really stepped up. He's really started improving and looking better. I do remember at the start of the season, it was looking a bit dodgy, uncertain. And I was worried because Naby Keita out, Jones out, Harvey Elliott out, all these key players who were doing well. But Thiago has finally come in and back, and he's starting to do well and really show why we bought him for. So it's great being a Liverpool fan at the moment.
Alright, next game, Spurs lawan Brentford. Peminat-peminat Spurs dan also FPL yang ada owner Spurs asset, definitely dia really expect, because ni kira back-to-back game yang Spurs asset should be performing, Brentford and then Norwich, both at home.
So other than Romero, the defense issue, but other than that, Spurs will be really up for it, especially as we mentioned earlier that they have more rest because of that snowed out match. So I can see them winning against Brentford this one. Brentford, sure, they won 1-0 against Everton, but that was Everton. I can't see them doing the same against Spurs. I think in this match, Spurs will I think we may finally see some points for Kane and Son, and even more and Mora especially. But is this week the right time to go for it? Maybe not. So just whoever still have them, hang on to it. For Brentford, it's really just Raya out now. Everyone else seems to be back, but Looking
So we
really
expect
dodgy right
Tony
now.
and Bomo play lah, right? Those
Yes,
are
I
the
expect both to play.
okay. Cuma we don't
I don't
expect.
like having them. I wish I can sell them now.
But I guess we expect Spurs to score and keep a clean sheet lawan ni, betul tak?
Yeah, I think I think a lot of people expect Tony to score because they're playing against Dier and Davies. But I think by now, Antonio Conte has had enough time to
Yep.
really make that impact on the team. So I do feel that it's I do think Spurs will keep a clean sheet actually. So let's see
Yep.
what
I
plays out.
agree. Okay, last but not least, can I say this the uh, other than Everton and Liverpool is the big game. Manchester United, Arsenal also a big game because Arsenal has been performing and Manchester ada macam keep some good result after last game week and Ragnick is maybe Ragnick not yet in charge of this game. I think still correct, but still a game that Manchester United expect to perform. Kalau Arsenal menang lawan game ni, aku tak tahu nak cakap lah kan. So Manchester
Yeah.
lawan Arsenal, what's the latest news for both game? Cam?
Okay, so for Manchester United, it's only just Shaw who may not be fit enough,
Okay.
and Cavani, which is not great, but at least they do have Teles. They do have replacements there. Rangnick will not have had enough time to really, so he'll probably rely on Carrick, in terms of the team yet. There's just not enough time. And to be fair, Rangnick's coming in at a bad time in terms of preparation with team. Only a few days, couple of days match, couple of days match. So it's really hard. So the only thing that Manchester United got going for them right for this match is the fact that it's being played at Old Trafford. So it could really put Arsenal under pressure because Arsenal have a lot of young players. So it's a challenge for them, even though they have been performing, whether they'll be able to step and perform in front of a bipartisan crowd at this Theatre of Dreams. Okay, let's look at Arsenal. Okay, in terms of Arsenal's injuries, I don't think there was anyone
Saka,
important.
apa cerita?
Yeah.
Saka.
Yeah, so there was a problem with Saka and he was injured. I'm not sure whether he'll be fit. I don't think they've had their press conference yet. Arteta hasn't had one, so we don't know. so later, I think only later in the evening. So look out for that one. So once we find out, then you can decide because Saka finally came good. Well, he scored, and so we'll just have to wait for that. If I could just get back to West Ham because David Moyes had his press conference while we were talking.
Okay.
So apparently Aaron Cresswell is a doubt. Yeah, because he was involved in a collision in the previous week. Yeah, but so he may have an issue.
So Masuaku dah start kot.
Yeah, but that does weaken West Ham a bit because it's a step down. So we'll see. Kufal might play. He was the one who came in for Cresswell last week, even though he's a right back, but he's a full back, so he played at left back. So of course I wouldn't pick him, but
Yep. So I think those are the fixture and team news. I think I'm gonna skip the captain pick because I think most probably everyone will pick Salah. If let's say any other player yang you nak recommend, Min, kalau berani lah tak nak bagi Salah main kan, who else? Is it Kane, Vardy, or even Callum Wilson?
No, definitely not Wilson. Anyone who's picking Wilson for captain for this match is like Norwich. They kept a clean sheet last week and only conceded one goal in the previous two matches. Newcastle blanked last week against Arsenal, and even when they scored the match before 3-3, Wilson wasn't involved. So you're gonna really take a leap of faith to captain Wilson. I will field him, of course, but I wouldn't captain him. In terms of other picks, I would say TAA. I think TAA is still a strong pick. I'm not sure about Everton's goal scoring chances, so there's a chance for Liverpool to keep a clean sheet. It may be tough, But if there's an attack, then I think TAA will be involved. I can see a great free kick happening in this match. Probably because after Pickford lets go concedes a penalty. Yeah, I said it. Let's wait. We'll see for it. So TAA, yeah, if we're not going for Salah, of course I'm saying with a bit bias because I captained TAA last week and he scored more than Salah. So I'm quite happy. I don't mind captaining him again.
All right. Okay. Thanks for that comment, Min. Let's go to our team pick. I think we already over 1 hour and 70 minutes. Let's go to your team. I put up your team. Okay. What is your plan for game week 14?
Okay, so the plan is you see that I've captained TA, fine. So my problem now is Havertz, who I'm really annoyed with him at the moment. But the main problem is Foster. So Foster, who isn't going to start because of a groin injury, don't know when. And I don't think I can afford not to have a keeper anymore.
You have 2 free transfer, right?
No, I have only 1 transfer, so I'm
Okay.
going to have to take a hit. I mean, because I want to move Havertz, that's for sure. So who do I remove him for? So I've been looking at, I think the main option, the popular option is Jota. Yeah, but
Definitely.
because he's out of position, playing an attack. Theoretically, that's what Havertz has been doing. Havertz has been playing supposedly in the out position, number 9 position, but he hasn't done what Jota just did. So I'm fed up. I want to sell Havertz. The thing is, Chelsea are against Watford though. But I'm reading a lot of analysis and I can't. So okay. So I tell you what. Why don't I? Let's take a look now. Shall I share my
silakan.
screen and look at transferring?
Silakan.
Do I dare transfer? All right. Okay. Let me share.
Okay. Azmin is going to do live transfer. Okay. Aku pernah buat sekali di live transfer.
Right. So here we are. Can you see my team?
Okay, sekejap
Can.
All right. Good to go.
Okay. So firstly, the Foster. Okay, for Foster, I think it's quite straightforward, and I think I'm going to do it right now. Which
Kau ada berapa juta ya? Kau banyak duit.
1.4 million to spend. So
banyak.
So I'm pretty much set on my goalkeeper. So who do you think?
It's definitely Ramsdale.
Yeah. So I'm selling Raya, who's definitely out. Foster will be back for at that day when he'll hopefully recover in December and can remain as my backup.
Ramsdale lawan Manchester pula this week. Itu sajalah. Bukan nak kata tak boleh ni kan. Cuma Manchester, but I still feel Ramsdale is the pick moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, even ignoring the Manchester United, after that they have some really good matchups. But at the end of the day, I'm still comfortable with Manchester United playing Manchester United because we don't. It's a question mark. We saw Spurs lack of. I mean, the impact of the manager didn't really happen in terms of the attack. In terms of defense, sure, they seem to have solidified a bit. But in terms of the attack, it's really, really bad. So I'm not sure about Manchester United because all the talk has been how Rangnick has got the wrong personnel. So I'm going to leave it. I'm going to trust in that and just plug Ramsdale in. So the other option, sorry?
Do it, bro.
Okay. So my other transfer, so this is my free transfer. I'm just going to do it now just to settle it.
Yep.
But my other transfer, and because I already expect to take a hit here, okay, is to buy a midfield player. I know Foden is questionable, but I still feel that I will want him for this Christmas, for this whole December period. He's going to come in and play, and when he plays, I expect him to do well. Grealish will be back as well together with Foden, and if Grealish plays on the left, Foden will play in the middle, up front. Yeah, because we saw when Grealish was injured, Foden was playing on the left. And so I'm happy with keeping him on the bench as well. But so because at the end of the day, I still have Tony who can come in, and Buemo can come in, Livramento who can come in. So it's fine. Everyone else okay, although Huang has been disappointing, but I'll give him as you mentioned, I'll give him another chance against Burnley while missing Tarkowski.
Yep.
James is doubtful, so it's a question of, again, that is why I may need my bench if he fails to play.
Fair.
So yeah, Tony and Mbuemo against Spurs, I'm not expecting much, but if they do somehow manage to score a goal, even Mbuemo. So I feel like, okay, right now let me just switch because I'll give Mbuemo a better shot at scoring. Maybe I
Why
should keep Tony. Tony.
are you not tempted? Livramento
Livramento?
home to
Yeah,
Leicester.
maybe Livramento because I can see Southampton bouncing back a bit after that loss against Southampton. So let's go
And
that
then
way.
if they say Foden did not make it, then Tony. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So settle that bench. So who do I who so because I mentioned earlier I'm keeping Foden. I fully expect Bowen to start this match, this next match. So that
Kalau
means Havertz.
katakanlah tak tukar, just try to Havertz this game. Mana tahu lawan Watford? Mana lah tahu. I don't know. I haven't really read the news lah.
Yeah, the part that's making it hard for me not to transfer is because he's playing Watford. But then will he with most of Chelsea's assets back in terms of the midfield, except Werner. So I'm not sure with Pulisic. He didn't start. Remember, he didn't start the last week. And Lukaku, who hadn't started, I'm sure he's going to start this match. And if Lukaku starts, I'm not sure Havertz will start, even though he
Okay,
was benched last week.
aku faham dilema kau. Okay, kalau aku dalam situasi kau ni pun aku not sure. Haven't really read the team news. Maybe Havertz start boleh mengecewakan. So it's not bad juga untuk take a negative 4 points. But if I want to do that, I would definitely bring Jota, no other else.
Yeah, the problem with Havertz is that he in the matches where we had been expecting him to perform well, he didn't. So
Faham.
yeah, so we see that he scored three. That Burnley was the only game he scored. So against Manchester United, where with Chelsea needing a goal, he didn't even come in. Yeah,
Okay.
of course. It's a question mark there. Is it just because he was tired, they gave him a rest? But I'm not confident because like I mentioned earlier, if Havertz hadn't really performed to our expectations, remember we played 7-0 and Chelsea and he got nothing.
Yeah.
That was a laugh. Yeah, a lot of people suffered with that one. So
Who's in your mind now?
Jota.
I think that is the really obvious pick, and also in terms of statistic, is the in terms of midfield at that price point. I think you cannot ignore him anymore. And he's
But remember what I said about Everton stepping up. So this is why I. Okay, I'll tell you who the other person I that has entered into my consideration. I'll give you two guesses. Can you guess who might the other person be? Okay, I got 0.9 left. I got 8. Havertz is 8.0. So who do you think?
You can simply buy anyone other than 8 million.
That's
so
true because there's no one at 9 million plus.
Yeah, if you're tempting to bring any Man City asset, maybe Gundogan atau Silva. That's the only thing I can think of with the fixture coming in. But you know lah, the Pep roulette lah. That's all.
Okay, so the thing is, it's Watford that Chelsea are playing it. So I feel one person that I'm comfortable in a horizontal. What do you call it? Same team swap.
Don't tell me you bring him out Mason Mount now, please.
That's right.
As much as I like Chelsea asset or is my team, I cannot really confirm you whether he's starting, right? I really don't know. This is a minefield.
Okay. In terms of injuries, he wasn't mentioned by Tuchel. That was the people that were mentioned was Jorginho, Werner, and James. So Mason Mount wasn't even mentioned. So I know everyone says the obvious move is to Jota, but I don't think it's obvious at all. That's the problem. So with that in mind,
Is that your final decision? Fuh.
Adakah ini keputusan muktamad? Adakah ini jawapan
Adakah
terakhir?
keputusan ini adalah keputusan Azmin yang muktamad? Okay, I cannot say no, but if you
It's done.
insist. Woo!
Okay, it's done.
Okay,
Alright.
so I guess it's conclusive. Mason Mount is the pick, and if he scores hat-trick lawan Watford, then you made the right choice.
Yeah, he came in as a sub in the last match, and I think he'll start this match.
All right, man, you made the big decision. I respect that.
All right, let's look at your team.
Okay.
Let me unshare and go take a piss.
Okay, let's go to my team. I have 2 free transfer. I would definitely make a move. In terms of Foden, macam tak confirm, right, man? Betul tak?
Yeah, it's a problem.
It's a problem. So I cannot take it and dah 2 kali dah macam ni situasi. Aku masuk Torres tak buat apa, mau Foden tak buat apa. But I feel if that's the case, I cannot change anymore. I need money to dispute anywhere if I want to think. I don't think I should brought out Son this game. Give him a go lawan Brentford. Okay. Other than that, Jota stay. I think Antonio lawan Brighton, I keep him, I think. So options that I can make a move is actually Foden to Gundogan, which is like we mentioned, he's taking corners, free kicks, and also he might be on penalties. And we already saw the fixture ticker made. Man City punya fixture very good. So I feel him over Silva. Last week maybe Silva, but this week maybe Gundogan has shown that he could be, and he also captain, right? KDB not around, so I feel that's the one. I feel that's the one. Yeah?
Okay, I want just a bit of parallel reality news for you regarding Gundogan. About this time, 1 week after this, about 1 week after this,
Last year,
a couple of game weeks last year, he went on his goal scoring run.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I think it was 10 or 11 goals. And,
last time 5.5 dia.
Yeah, he's expensive now, but he's still cheap.
Yeah,
relative compared to all these other people we're looking at. So yeah. I mean, I'll fully back you for that Gundo pick.
Yeah. So I might need to fix that because my bench memang a bit thin. I have Davis, which is a non-playing player. Johnson and Livramento, both, if let's say they can, I'm not sure Johnson ni, I still have skeptical betul ke dia boleh start every game. Aku rasa macam Kufal, maybe dia boleh compete within this winter period. So I'm not sure about him. Livramento, I'm sure he will play most of the games. So Gundogan coming in, and those extra money, 1 million, I'm thinking to bring in Alonso. Okay, and play 4 at the back. That's the one thing, because Alonso definitely dia akan main left back lah most of the time. Chilwell not around, and last game you tengok Manchester pun dia take corner kick, and even his up front playing macam a striker lah, right? 5.6. So the thing is, I thought I can change Johnson to him, but I don't have money kalau I want to change that. So I have to sacrifice Livramento, who has 4.2 punya starting, and ni cuma I'm not comfortable doing that because Johnson macam takut not secure. So that is dilemma I'm having lah, yeah. But
so Johnson.
So my priority macam aku rasa macam Alonso. Aku tengok macam banyak pro player, so-called macam season player, Alonso is the pick to bring in. But another pick that I can think of is bringing Reguilon, which is cheaper. And Spurs having Brentford and Norwich game, maybe boleh fruitful. Then after that aku boleh fikir Alonso. That another thing that I can bring in.
Right. I'm not comfortable with the Alonso option really. It's for me. I feel that we trying to live on his past glory, and I think his time is done. And he doesn't offer the same thing with that Chilwell offers. One thing we see with Chilwell is how he's always running forward even without the ball. We don't see that as much with Alonso. Although no doubt Alonso is still attacking, but he just doesn't offer the same as Chilwell does. And as a result, what we saw against Manchester United is that they double teamed James, so they recognized James as the bigger threat. Yeah, and as a result, Chelsea were unable to score more than a goal.
Right. Another option I can think of is Foden to Gundogan and then upgrade my Davies to Josh King. Tapi aku takkan main dia lah for the next 2 game.
Why not? Why not play?
Lawan Chelsea dan Man City. So
if Manchester United can score against Chelsea,
tapi aku rasa baik play Tony over those player lah. I feel lah. Okay. But that's another thinking. So aku ada better bench. Cuma maybe Josh King 2 game ni macam tak main, macam bawa rugi masuk. Or just downgrade Gundogan and just save my transfer. But I still feel Alonso or Regulon that I'm going to make another move.
Okay, I do feel that you can just transfer in Gundogan and keep the transfer. I think you can still afford to wait. Yeah.
Okay, that can be another thinking. So that is the one that I'm monitoring now. I will read on the news. If let's say Foden can play, then maybe I don't have any money to play around lah. That I can tell you. So I think that is my team pick for now. Kalau katakanlah engkau ada peluang nak bawa player masuk, which one you akan bawa keluar? Livramento or Ben Johnson?
If I had to choose between the two, oh gosh, that's a tough one. Let me check Livramento's matches.
Tapi Livramento dah mahal. Aku rasa kalau bawa keluar, aku tak boleh beli dia balik next time. Johnson 4.0 confirm ke dia boleh main sentiasa? I'm not sure. Itu saja. So Livramento more secure in terms of benching lah.
Okay, I would want to keep. Honestly, I would want to keep Livramento for this match, and after that, I would want to sell him. So if that's the case, then I would probably choose Ben Johnson. I like Ben Johnson's chances better, simply because West Ham's attack is much better.
Tapi Johnson confirm ke? He's now the first 11, not Kufal anymore.
Yes, that's confirmed. And also this week, I think Kufal, even if he plays, he'll be on the left, replacing Questwell anyway. So, but I do feel that Ben Johnson is now the first choice on the right back. Yeah, but if because I do feel Livramento is good this week against Leicester.
Betul? Okay, that's a choice I need to make. Thank you for your advice. Let me finalize my team later. So
we got a few more hours.
We are coming to the end of the show, mate. 1.5 jam dah kita. So like everyone mentioned, okay, game week 14 is tonight at 2 a.m. Don't forget about that line. So you need to make the move for the next 2 hours or 1 hour plus.
Okay. Can you just show this one?
So,
Zul mentioned King to score because you are considering King. So see, so even though you want to bench him, Zul here is considering him playing King because he expects him to score. So that's another thing for you.
Okay. Fair. So I'll think about that. So we are coming to the end of the show. Thank you for everyone to yang join pada malam ni. Okay, a bit long pada tonight, tapi this a combo lah sebab midweek punya deadline and also a review for the last game. Do like our video and subscribe to FPL Jedi channel at YouTube. Okay, so we hope all the best untuk semua manager. Okay, and good luck for this week. Azmin, your last word.
Okay, all the best. Can be patient with your transfers. Whoever you're transferring, make sure it's a confirmed starter, because even confirmed starters will be benched. Don't gamble. Go for more safe picks. Don't go for picks that you expect to only do 1 week well. So because you're looking at matches all the way until January, and especially if you don't have your wild card anymore, yeah, you're gonna have to wait it out. And when I say be patient, it's also due to the fact that there are so many factors happen, during this time: injuries, the weather, random postponements, even who knows, there might be even protests like what happened with Manchester United, Liverpool last time. So just have to expect it, and which is why it's important to have a working bench. So if you wanted to strengthen your bench, Hafiz, I totally understand it during this period.
Okay, thank you to everyone. Good luck this week game week 14. InsyaAllah kita jumpa lagi pada hari Sabtu ni, Amin. Kita tak ada review, kita terus masuk team news game week 15, I think. Yeah.
Next Saturday deadline bukan Friday night kan?
Aku tak tahu, aku tak check lagi.
Let me just check. No, it's Saturday.
So we udara balik hari Sabtu, insyaAllah, ya.
Alright.
Okay, man.
All the best, guys.
Thanks. See you guys. Take care. Bye.